Welcome back to the 2023 OTB Open presented by MVP Disc Sports. I'm Andrew Fish, joined here for our Round 2 MPO Chase Card Back 9 by Nathan Queen.
And happy to be here again, able to watch this beautiful property out here at Swenson Park in Stockton, California. A bit of a different type of front nine. We saw some birdies. We also saw some bogeys. We have a couple players vying for that top 5 position right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And course designer Leonard Muse has done an excellent job of making players choose a lot of different shapes and choose a lot of different aggressions. Got a lot of hot scores out there already. So 12 down at this point is keeping you in the mix for a potential OTB Open title.
And getting into this back 9, the start of a lot of water that you're going to see. Hole 10, 435-foot par 3. Water all the way down the left side, continuing to behind the basket. You've got OB well inside the circle, left and beyond the basket. Park the hole or take a par.
More common, I think we're seeing players hang something out to the right, and if you get the skip back to the left, then good on you. As Gossage gonna have to settle for a likely par.
So close for that one to hang on, but just catches enough dry rocks over there. So scooting into the OB. Väinö needs this one to hold straight, and it looks like it's doing that pretty well. Oh yeah, there's your park job.
You see the difference in the flight there. Gossage forced a stable thing over, and it had more left finish, whereas Väinö's came in a lot softer. Adam Hammis, I think this is an Onyx, holding pretty straight, but gonna fade left.
Yeah, gonna need a good stick here, and does not quite get it. But it looks like he is gonna receive his disc back as somebody is in the water waiting to go grab them.
Yeah, I tell you what, the divers here have been astonishingly proficient. There's a big table up at Tournament Central filled up, and they've gotten several of mine back in particular. I will be dropping them some Venmo tips. And there's a really good volunteer section out here. Over 100 volunteers that they know are going to be contributing all weekend. Drew Gibson, very nice putt on his bounce back stat.
Yeah, I'm sure he appreciates the volunteers, but he'd like them to not have to worry about his disc.
and they won't on this hole. But it takes a village to put on a DGPT event.
We saw Adam not far off, able to collect his par. Aaron's going to most likely be able to do the same here.
And hole 11, 834 feet, par 4, an initial water carry. The longer right you go, the better your angle. However, it is a longer initial water carry. Plenty of open space to the left, and then the basket perched on a peninsula behind a couple of large, mature, spready oaks. You need to choose under or over in order to get there for your birdie. Playing with a tailwind, a little bit of left to right today.
Yeah, unlike the front 9, this is one of the holes where you can get some big distance off of the tee. And Väinö able to avoid the geese out there, going to be in a good spot.
Gibson, just the walk-off, such swagger. Smokes his shot out there, well over 400, 450 feet.
If my disc was heading that direction, I would be walking off because it is in the middle of that water. There's no way it would carry that far.
Because you need to look at the T sign to find the drop zone. Goss is going to do the same.
Yeah, was going to say that drop zone isn't an easy one. You're not going to get your par most likely from there, as it is the FPO tee pad.
And I can confidently say, ooh, maybe not so confident. All right, he does. He does stay safe. Everybody is carried over safely, and that means we can now try to attack the green. Hammes, big, flat, overstable out to the right. But
Yeah.
coming up short.
Pretty aggressive shot from where he was at. I thought we might see him just kind of play for the par from there. But
And-
not quite having the front nine you want could play into that more aggression.
And Väinö has done the same thing. You see the flags kind of pushing those out to sea, but Väinö seemed to give that extra help, pushing it too far right. Gorgeous shot from Gibson.
Yeah, going with a lower, straighter shot, kind of testing that ceiling, is going to find circle one. And Gossage with the longest tee shot here. Going to see if he can control this low shot also.
Wow, that is sick.
Yeah, not too low. He's just going to go ahead and park it. And this is the fifth most difficult hole on the course. It did average over par, so park job is really what you want, and that is not what you want there from Väinö, as I don't think that hit in bounds. He's going to be in the same spot.
Oh, what a rude reaction off the basket.
Oh, man, I was sure it was going OB with how the hole's gone for him so far. It was very rude. It does stay in bounds, though.
And I actually had no idea that this side was in bounds. So Hammes having to take kind of a long walk around after his shot had crossed well to the right.
Yeah, that could be one of those he was the only player to throw from there type of spots.
And it's like a very frustrating 8 for Väinö.
Drew keeping his roller coaster of a round alive so far, as he's got back-to-back birdies now after taking his 6 on hole 9, gets himself back under par again.
Hammes, damage minimized with a bogey. And here is Aaron Gossage for another 3, moving him to 5 under on the round. Väinö told me he played really well this round except for 2 minutes, and after seeing it, I tend to agree.
Yeah, I can about 100% say that was the 2 minutes involved on that hole. Moving into hole 12, our first of 4 par 3s. 2 of which you're really going to want to get. If you can get 3 down through these 4 holes, that is a fantastic stretch. This is one that you really want to get. It is a true island hole, but another one that is just at 328 feet. Gotta land on the island, gotta make your birdie putt.
The forehand significantly more open. I'd be surprised if we don't see Hammes do the same thing. And very nice by Aaron Gossage. He's going to be on the right side, near circle's edge.
Yeah, quite a scary putt from over there. That's a lot farther than you see a lot of forehands carry.
Oh my God, you did it. Go ahead.
As you could hear, he loved it out of his hand immediately. We'll take another look at that forehand as he controls the distance nicely here.
Oh my God, you did it. Go ahead.
Good width, good spike, just beyond the basket. And about 22 feet left for his birdie. Väinö has had a moment to reset as everybody else threw. Looks like he's going to go mid-range. And I don't like where this is headed.
Yeah, a bit overstable there. And does end up crossing, but still going to find that out of bounds. Scared. We saw somebody make this par putt yesterday. See if we can have it today.
And Aaron Gossage, known as one of the most aggressive putters. I'm a little surprised to see him lay up, but maybe at this point he feels like he's got a good enough round. No sense testing that water.
Yeah, that is a bit of an interesting play there. Like you said, we're used to seeing him be very aggressive. As we've got too many chances for this, like you brought up earlier, but there's another bounce back from Hammis.
Drew Gibson, a quick turkey.
Yeah, kind of snuck up on you.
The Trilogy Challenge is back, y'all.
My favorite putter, which is the Retro Orbit Pure.
Mine will be a Tournament Ice Orbit Warship.
And the driver for the Trilogy Challenge is my signature series, Fusion Ice Orbit Vandal. Are you ready to hit the course with these 3 discs for the Trilogy Challenge?
I hope you are. If you need more information, then go check out trilogychallenge.com.
Trilogy Challenge 2023. Be there.
Hole 13, 438 feet, a par 3. Likely to see this one separate as 2s and 3s again. Basket out in an open field, and either a backhand flex play or forehand low-driven hyzer. Wind generally coming from a right to left.
Oh, and looked to be a good shot from Drew there, but ends up kicking off to the right side.
Yeah, kind of just kept tailing for him. Never got the finish. Hammis going to try to play an Anheuser release, but squares up a middle tree.
Yeah, didn't miss by too much there. Just wanted that to drift off a little more to the right. Maybe release it a bit more right. Gonna see Aaron go with the forehand here.
And I'm not convinced that was the gap he's going for, but very effective.
Yeah. Right there inside circle 1.
And Väinö kind of high and floaty to the right. Now has to play a layup shot from about 220.
Executes that upshot nicely. Going to put himself about 20, 21 feet. Adam Hammis again going to go with that little zone touch shot. Probably leave himself a tap in, and does so nicely.
Yeah, you can about book that most of the time. Gibson from circle 2.
And like you said, really 2s and 3s on this hole. 27% of the field able to card the birdie, 67% taking a par, and just 5 with bogey or above.
That brings us over to Aaron Gossage. No laying this one up. But still going through his full routine here, Nathan.
Yeah, we have seen a few shaky putts from him. I think more wind activated than anything, but that can really make you make sure you do all of your putting routine. As see a nice catch there from the basket for Adam. Moves us into hole 14, a 414-foot par 3. Similar to the last hole, another one that you just want to hopefully give yourself a look on. Forehand is going to be a good play here.
And this one just nose up and hyzer immediately. But still a outside look at a birdie for Aaron Gossage. Adam Hammis drawing the forehand over a little bit. Does test some branches and into circle 2.
Yeah, look good most of the flight. Drew, we don't see the forehand out of much, so gonna see him maybe go with one of those really straight, driven backhand drives.
Plays with the
Gets that one.
understability. Tries to draw it over, but just kind of kept rising. And this is a new line for me, Nathan.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one yet either. Gets up to pin height, but very overstable skip. And gonna be probably pushing circle 2's edge, if not outside.
Gibson a layup. Gossage, this is a little further than I anticipated, so pretty much a layup.
Väinö kind of in that similar area. Has a very forward, fast putt, though. Possible to give this a run. And did so pretty well. Gonna end up with the par, though. Adam Hammis now with the lone chance for a birdie on the card.
You see him come into frame behind the tree.
I was wondering where he was gonna pop out of.
All right, dead center and the little fist pump. Nicely done to run it down.
I don't know about you, but anytime that you have to putt through a gap, it just kind of feels a little bit better. I like hitting those putts.
Yeah, I think it can help as guideposts to get your putt where it needs to go. And now hole 15, 347 feet, a par 3. Out of bounds line all the way down the left side and a golf green just right and short of this longer basket, which is perched on a knoll. While the previous two holes have been mostly 2s and 3s, I like to think this one has a pretty even distribution of 2s, 3s, and 4s. Hammis, this is just nose up Raptor.
How horrible another slider on that was.
And just a bit too high. Might have creeped into circle 2. You're pretty close with your scoring spread there. Not dead on it, as Aaron Gossage gets a pretty straight skip there. Gonna put him inside circle 2 as well. 41% carding the birdie, 49% carding the par. So that only leaves about 10% for the bogeys. Not too many OB strokes on this one today.
I'm genuinely surprised by that because it feels like the green that Drew's about to skip off of seems to trap lots of shots. And wow, absolutely parked for Gibson. Let's watch it again.
Yeah, only aided shots here as Drew Gibson gets off to the right side rather than traveling down where they were throwing their forehands and dials it up nicely.
Väinö, if you're lining up the backhand, it's almost certainly to try that same gap. And may have been fortunate to catch the tree. That seemed like it was nose up, potentially going to stall hard left. From here, play a little skip shot off the green and check into the green, or into the slope is the dream.
Yep. And rolls over that slope just a bit, but not too far out. Should be able to card the par. Adam Hammis with just a nice layup there. He is going to succeed in being 2 down through these 4 par 3s. As is Aaron Gossage, able to connect with a long putt there.
Good wobble, little bit of hyzer, but dead center. No fear from Aaron Gossage. Couple of pars, and then Drew Gibson with a very easy birdie, getting him to 3 under on the round.
She's done it.
Brings us to hole 16, 846 foot par 4 for the second day in a row. Hardest hole on the course. Got to play up to about this water somewhere. And then it's a pretty difficult shot to really get to this basket. If you stay off to the right, then you've got a chance to throw kind of a stand-up, understable hyzer towards the basket. Or if you get off to the left, you might have a chance to see the basket, but pretty difficult to be over there on the left side.
Aaron Gossage smokes a forehand out there well over 400 feet, and that, having gone so far and right, he may be able to see the basket. Drew Gibson cruises past the golf green, and I imagine he's going to try to go over the top with a big backhand hyzer on his second.
Adam Hammis, as we've seen so far, also very comfortable with the forehand and has lots of distance on it. Gonna pump that out there. Not quite as far as Aaron got, but still gonna be in a good spot.
Right, everybody through the initial gap. I can confidently say everybody's safe and potentially in position to clear the water on their second.
Yeah, and that might be all you want to do on this hole. I was saying, off of the tee shots, very difficult to get the birdie on. If you can land inbounds on this second shot, feeling pretty good about it.
Adam Hammis, gorgeous, kind of flat to hyzer. And inside circle 2, Gibson. I don't love this. This is tracking left all the way.
Oh, and it does end up tracking too far left. Seemed like he was quite surprised about it.
Väinö going to try to find that, trying to follow that and improve upon it. and does so very nicely.
Yeah, stays in bounds, comes up a little bit shorter. But that's what you want. He's got a putt, and it doesn't look like it's towards the OB. And it looks like we've got Aaron stuck up in that tree.
Yeah, it's stuck up there, and it is actually directly above the ball golf green.
So is he taking an OB stroke here?
I'm not 100% sure. I didn't see an OB graphic. So maybe the
Okay.
spotter wasn't sure if he was or not. And
Yeah,
we'll
you
find
did
out
hear
at the
him
end of the hole.
ask. Yeah, you heard him ask his card if it was an okay spot. So maybe just referring to directly beneath his disc is where you would take your lie if you're not OB. And Drew able to save his par. Good par, especially on this hole after going OB. 13% is all of the birdies that we got. 43% par and 44% with that bogey or above, as Väinö able to card one of those few birdies.
Nicely done by him. Hole 16 just has so many ways to eat your lunch. You don't know which it's going to be on which day. Hole 17, 737 feet, a par 4, another initial low ceiling, a straight shot that you'd like to get out to the left in order to set up a big backhand hyzer over the water and finding your way onto this peninsula green. The basket's not more than 4 or 5 meters away from out of bounds.
Yeah, it seems like on this hole, the more distance you can get off of the tee pad, if you can push those OB either on the left or the right, it really opens up your shot. As this one comes up a little bit shorter than you'd like. You'd like to get up on that hill a bit.
I like this by Aaron Gossage. A little bit of pop-up, but still moving to the left. And he's thrown
Wow.
kind of the dream shot. He'll be able to throw backhand or forehand and just as overstable as he can manage. Gibson, this is early left. Does punch through.
Yeah, similar spot to Väinö back there. They'll have opportunities to attack this green, but going to be much more difficult.
And Adam gonna follow Drew.
Yeah, everybody out in the open.
Adam's gonna try to attack. Doesn't push it over the water too much. And this is actually tracking towards some out of bounds on the left side. Velcro grass saves him though.
Yeah, good Velcro. Gonna be laying that one up for par most likely. But you never know. You could see some aggressive bids here. We have seen some aggression from these players throughout the round so far.
See a little bit of right to left wind. Gibson trying for a lift.
Take what you can get, right? We've seen him throw it low over the water a couple times now. Not sure if they're misreleases or if he just really trusts the line that he is trying to throw. This one more fortunate than the last.
You're being incredibly generous if you think he trusted that disc on that line. All right. Väinö shot a little more conventional, finishing inside the circle.
Yes, Väinö does show some trust out over that water. Really commits to making sure he hangs it out wide. And we're just now getting an Aaron shot. He doesn't really have to deal with this tree too much even, able to go underneath it. And woo, that was scary.
Yeah, a little bit sawed off, but is able to stay safe. Hammes does try to float his putt.
would be big to capitalize on that, as Drew does. As you said, found a stroke and a half on the course there for Drew.
Väinö, interesting putt there, like more up to down than we're used to seeing from his standard style.
Yeah, I've seen him break that out a couple times this year now. Slowed it down a little bit, maybe trying to counteract some basket action. But on this hole, third hardest hole on the course, and we're going to see 3 birdies here from our chase card. What a way to attack hole 17. Brings us into hole 18, 686-foot par 4. Tight gap off of the tee. Really got to reach at least this point, ideally around that last tree as well, so you can have a straight look here at the pin. Very skinny fairway after you make that right turn. You have to attack the green. There's not really laying up on that short part of the fairway.
Väinö tracking to the right. This wood line is dense, and if you don't clear the end of it, it's pretty much mandatory layup. Aaron taking the left side, pretty overstable, and I believe that'll give him an angle to attack the green, but from about 370 or so.
Like to get that skip to move over to the right, but like you said, should still have an angle. Drew going with a very understable disc, but this needs to get down.
Hamas hits first available, boosts hard right. And blind to the landing zone, has to throw a forehand. Will be able to see the basket. That is so well executed.
Yeah, gonna still give himself an opportunity now to get a par to finish out. And as you said, if you don't make it down that tree line, you're forced to lay up short of that little skinny part of the fairway. Aaron gonna be going for the green here.
Buzz OS backhand. Calling for it to drop. The Buzz OS's don't glide, and he will have about a 20-footer to cap off an excellent round.
Yeah, you see right now there is a 1 right beside his name at 8 under par through the round.
And Drew does work his way back in bounds, about circle's edge for a 4 look. And just a little kiss for Adam Hamas off the basket base.
Yeah, that's the touch we're used to seeing from his forehand zone shots. Able to dial it up there for his final backhand shot of the day and get a tap in his par. Väinö just outside that bullseye, also looking to get his par, but a couple opportunities for birdie left.
And left side and out for Drew Gibson. Gossage sticks it high in the chains. 9 down overall. Overnight lead going into the final round of the OTB Open.
Yeah, what a feeling that must be. Chase card on moving day. Lead card final round. As Väinö, after a bit of a tough stretch on 11-12, able to bounce back and finish under par.
And you see it there, Aaron Gossage, first place overall. Everybody else wrapping up at 10 down for the event. And in decent position. But tomorrow we're going to see Isaac Robinson, Gavin Rathbun, Calvin Heimberg, and Cody Kirkland.
Yeah, should be an exciting card with a lot of different styles of play from those guys. Excited to see the finish out here at Swenson Park. Again, it is a tight field with an opportunity for some chase card victors. Make sure you guys tune in for the third and final round here on Gatekeeper Media. I'm Nathan Queen for Andrew Fish. We'll see you guys out there.